How to make a kaftan bubuu gown with asoke design. Hi guys, welcome back to another interesting tutorial. So today we are going to be learning how to make this beautiful gown. As you can see here, it's a kaftan bubuu gown and this is trending, guys. If you don't know how to make this, just come closer. I'm going to be teaching you how to cut it and also how to sew it. If you're interested, just keep watching. So now I have 3 years of Ankara, and you can see this place. I have gone ahead to fold it into two. This particular upper part is closed. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold it again, making into 4. So while you are folding it, make sure that the upper part is closed, like that upper part is closed. Okay, it will not be opened, though I don't know the way you fold yours, but this is how I got mine. Okay, so you fold it into 2 and fold it again, making it into 4. So we are going to be cutting the back and also the front together. Now let's get started. From that upper part which is closed, I am going to go ahead and get the length of the gown that I wanted. So I'm going to add 2 inches for my hemming allowance and mark the length like so. Now after connecting the length, I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out. It's just a short kaftan. Having done that, the next thing I'm just going to go ahead to do is to get my neck and shoulder, including the sleeve length. So from this upper part, I'm going to go ahead and measure my shoulder divided by 2, which is 8.5. From there, I'm going to extend it to get to the sleeve length. Now the sleeve length I'm working with is just 13 inches. Okay, so first of all, you get your shoulder divided by 2. From there, you extend it to your sleeve length. Now I have the neck width of 3.5 inches there. You can do more. So I marked 1.5 inches for the back, neck depth for the back, 1.5 inches. You can mark 1. Now the neck depth for the front, I went ahead to mark 10 inches. Depending what you want, you can mark 7, you can mark 11, but I made it so that I made it 10 so that it can be able to enter freely. So I connected it like so, but this neck depth for the front is not going to be useful. I just mark it for us not to be confused. So from this side part, I came down with 2 inches for the shoulder slope, but there is no need of you coming down with 2 inches for the shoulder slope because that shoulder is already closed. Now just forget about the shoulder slope. From that shoulder, I came down with 11 inches for my sleeve opening. Okay, so no need of, if your upper part is not closed, like my fabric that is closed on the upper part, go ahead and mark your shoulder slope. But if it is closed, if you folded it like the way I just folded it, go ahead and mark your sleeve length. Now from there, I got my waist measurement from shoulder to the waist, shoulder to the bust, shoulder to the waist, and the remaining part is going to be the full length. Sorry, shoulder to the waist and shoulder to the hip. The remaining part is just going to be the gown length. Now on the waist, I add my waist divided by 4 plus 3.5 inches. Waist divided by 4 plus 3.5 inches. Remember, this 3.5 inches, if you open it up, it's going to be 7 inches on the waist. Okay, coming to the hip divided by 4 plus 3.5 inches. So wherever I have on the hip, I brought it down to the length of the gown. Now connecting from the sleeve length to meet to the waist, from the waist to the hip, and from the hip I just make a slant shape while going down from the hip. Okay, I just wanted it to be a little bit slanty at the down part, so that is what I'm making. I made it to be just slanty. So if you want to connect straight from hip down to the hemming part, it is okay. So the measurement I have here is shoulder to the waist, shoulder to the hip, and shoulder to the full length. All right, so this is the length of my sleeve. If your own is too big, you go ahead and reduce it. So 10 inches is going to be from the length of my sleeve, while 1.5 inches is going to be for the allowance, joining allowance. Now I went ahead to correct that sleeve upper part because I came down with 2 inches for my shoulder slope. So I went ahead to correct it because I'm not going to be adding any shoulder slope. Now beneath the neck depth of front, I begin to mark 1.5 inches. I marked neck depth of 10 inches for the front. Beneath it I begin to mark out inward 1.5 inches from that place down to the length of the gown. And if I should open it up, remember it's going to be 3 inches. Okay, now after that I went ahead to connect the lines, stopping at that neck depth. Coming to the shoulder upper part like this, I am just going to come out with 0.7 inches. You can come out with 1 inch if you want. Then you connect from the neck depth like so, that line you connect it in a slanty shape to meet to the 0.7 inches on the shoulder area like this. So don't allow that particular part to be pointy, so you blend it. Okay, now you see what I just did. Remember that I am cutting both the front and also the back, and that is why I folded this upper part, this shoulder part, to be closed. Okay, so all I have here is on this shoulder is the neck for the back and also for the front. I don't know if you understand this, my explanation. Now I want to put a cut together sleeve. All I have to do from the waist like so, you see our waistline, I'm just going to connect a line stopping at the hip area. Beneath the hip line I connected it like so. So why I am connecting this, I didn't know that my camera is not filming everything, but later on I realized that it's not filming it. That is why you didn't see the full curving of the pocket. So this is what we call the cut together pocket. As you can see, I have started cutting it out and I stop at the hip area. So you can see the way I'm just cutting it. I'll be following the pocket shape like this. I just leave it like so and begin to cut from the upper part of the sleeve like this. So you can decide to add 3 inches for your allowance. Okay, 3 inches is still okay for this. If you're a size that is big, 3.5 is okay for you, even 4 inches, but 3 inches is okay for my size. Now to cut this part, I am going to be separating the front from the back, but before I do that, I went ahead to cut out the back neck depth. Okay, now I'm just going to open it up like so. I'll open it up then flip it open by separating the front from the back. You know that this is a cut together shoulder, so this is all I have to do by opening them up like this. The back is going to be separate. Now I'm just going to go ahead and fold it again like this. So this particular place that is facing us is just the sleeve length. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and turn it up for you to understand and see it clearly. I'm just arranging it. Now I have gone ahead to turn it up for the neck to be facing us, so you can see the shape that we drew for the asoke design. Now coming on the neck area, which is the shoulder part, which I came out with 0.7 inches, I'm just going to connect that 0.7 inches like this to meet to the back of the neck, but make sure that it did not take any allowance while you are connecting it. Make sure that it ended at the back of the neck like this. So I'll start from the back of the neck to cut like so, cutting the neck for the front. You see the way I'm just cutting it coming to the front, so I'm just going to go ahead and continue to cut it. Now this is our neck depth length. From there I'm just going to cut out straight to the hemming part, like the down part. So remember, this design is for the asoke. Okay, I mark out 1.5 inches, which is on close. If you open it up, it's going to be 3 inches, but if you want yours to be 4 inches, you go ahead and mark 2 inches. All right, depending how wide your asoke is. Now I've gone ahead to cut it out, and our front design is ready. So make sure that you indicate the neck depth. All right, use your chalk to indicate it, but before I do that, I'm just going to open it up for you to see how the front is looking. Now we have the shape for the front. So then you can see that all of the cut together of the neck, they are now together. I don't know if you understand this, they are just together. So I went ahead to trim it a little bit. And guys, please, I wouldn't want this tutorial to be too long. I am going to be uploading the sewing part, which is today. Please stay tuned for the sewing part so that you won't get confused while sewing it, because a lot of what you're going to learn is still loaded. If you have any question, please go ahead and drop it in the comment section. I am going to answer every of your question. See you on our sewing tutorial. Till then guys, bye for now.